Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? I'm Reverend Tracy Earlywine, and so delighted to welcome you to our online service this beautiful Sunday. I am so delighted to see you, even though it is virtual. And what I know is that regardless of time and space, we are a community that loves and grows together. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Please know that if you're tuning in for the first time, that wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here with us. I have a couple of short announcements before we begin this morning. I want to invite you to get a pen and paper for today. We're going to do a little self-writing here at the end, a little exercise I think you'll enjoy, and I'd like you to be ready. So now is the best time to get that all set up and get yourself ready. And then I want to tell you about something new that we're doing. Next Friday morning at 9 o'clock in the Meditation Garden is Donut Day. So you are invited to put on your best mask, to bring your favorite cup of coffee and your lawn chair, and join us in the garden for an hour of socialization. We'll start at 9 o'clock. I'll bring the donuts and the goodies, and we have an opportunity just to see each other's faces from a safe distance, of course, and to enjoy each other's company a bit. So I invite you to come to the Meditation Garden next Friday morning, 9 o'clock, and we'll put that same announcement in the e-blast so you'll have a reminder during the week. I look forward to seeing you there. All right, as we do every week, we're going to start with an opening prayer and a reading, which will be done by our practitioner, Pat Richards, who joins us from Harmony Center in Whittier. And I'm going to ask you to just settle back in your chairs right where you are. Take a deep breath. And just let the sound of the bowl take you into that place of the heart. Simply letting that resonance move through your body so that you might focus on that divine spark within. Settle into that place where we remember that you and I and Spirit are one.
Right here, right now, in this amazing God-filled space, we know that we are right here in our perfect spot. Breathe in the energy of your surroundings. Breathe all that into your heart space and know that that is our truth. Now today we are going to take our power back, and we're going to use one of those amazing examples in nature, and it's the willow tree. What a shining example of strength that a willow tree is. It's strong, an amazing root system that goes out to support it, a very strong core and trunk, and its top is flexible and it moves. Every time the wind blows, it's flexible and it moves back and forth. If it rains or it storms, it just is itself and just goes with the flow. Still standing, still there, no matter sun or rain or hail, no matter whatever it is, that is its strength. So we're going to borrow some of those characteristics from the willow tree. One of them is healing. It is known for healing. So please join me in saying, healing is our truth now. And a willow tree is also strong. Please join me in saying, strength is our truth now. Those characteristics we can carry forward. Breathe all of that in, breathe out, feel that amazing energy. It is such a gift for me to be here today, such a gift of service. And just take your power back. Know that we are a strong, loving community. And please join me in saying, and so it is. Our reading today is from God's Dictionary, from Susan Corso. In The Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion goes off to see the wizard in hopes of getting the nerve, the Tin Man a heart, and the Scarecrow a brain. Interesting, isn't it, that the movie is right up there with two of the most important organs in the body. What nerve is? It's a psychological one. The vagus nerve, and it's directly linked to the heart. In Oz, the nerve is understood to be courage. The lion has the heart, but he needs the nerve to act on it. The word courage comes to us via the old French concur, which means literally heart. How do these holy three, courage, heart, and brain, fit together? In the definition of courage, that other dictionary author, Dr. Webster, tells us that the mind, heart, and spirit are synonymous for courage. Wondrous that I, Frank Braun, does the same. Brain, heart, and nerve. What courage really represents is spirit, the spirit of following our own inner wisdom. The brain chooses based on the heart's whispers, and the courage allows us to act. Ask, how can I have the courage to follow my heart and my brain today? The affirmation. I meet life with mind, heart, and courage in all circumstances. If I feel my heart and spirit disconnect, I wait until I act with courage. So it is.
Thank you. I'm going to start with a reading today. Some of you know author Sue Monk Kidd. She wrote The Secret Life of Bees. And on an episode of Super Soul Sunday, she told the story to Oprah Winfrey. I think we all have something that pulls the soul and that we can give and contribute. Something that lights us up. And when we talk about it, you can often see the lights come up in other people. And we have to stop sometimes. Pause. Hit the stop button. Listen to the yearning in ourselves. It is speaking to us. I made this trip to Greece in 1993, and I was on the island of Crete. And we went to this little Greek Orthodox convent, very old. There's a tree there that is sacred to these nuns. And this little nun, about 4'11", came over and she was trying to explain to us that there's a tradition that you go up to the tree and you ask for the thing, and she described it like this, in the bottom of your heart. What she was trying to say was ask for the deepest thing in yourself. But it came out, ask for the thing that lies in the bottom of your heart. I never forgot that. And I thought, how many people have this thing that lies in the bottom of their heart that they aren't paying attention to, that wants to be there, that wants a place in their life? And so we all took a turn, the women I was traveling with, and we went up under this tree where there's this amazing icon of Mary, and we asked for the thing in the bottom of our hearts. And I blurted out, I want to be a novelist. It kind of took me by surprise. Sometimes it's that simple, that you take a moment and you ask yourself, what's the thing that lies in the bottom of my heart? And then it just comes up. Sometimes it's like that. Courage is another important component in all this. The courage to ask that question. What lies at the bottom of my heart? The courage to set that intention, to announce it, to enunciate it somewhere. Even if it takes our own breath. We should take our own breath once in a while. There is power in knowing who we truly are. And when we use the English language, we refer to that absolute core of our being as our heart. What is it that I want from the bottom of my heart? How deep can I love you? I love you from the bottom of my heart. In other words, with all of me, with my authentic self. And to know ourselves is how we tap into that divine power that is within us. Our human journey is to rediscover this spiritual nature that we are. and to tap into the place of empowerment that lives in us. What's in your heart these days? Are you living your desires? Are you able to be in your best life? Are you moving through your life from a place of courage and love and compassion and hope? Or are you tossed about and battered by the swirl of upset in the world, by the circumstances and the environment that has been so changed for these last 4 months with the restrictive conditions of living of the pandemic, with the social unrest that is coming to light for healing? Are you feeling run over? Or are you anchored in that space where the divine spark brings you energy? And so we're talking today, From the Bottom of My Heart is the title. And we're talking today about how to tap into what the heart knows, because the heart always knows the direction. It just sometimes seems like we can't get there from here. The confusion of daily life gets in the way of the clarity of purpose that we are meant to live from. Science of Mind talks a lot about aligning your heart and mind, that it's love and law. It's the divine intelligence and the infinite power that life is, the energy of spirit within us. And Ernest Holmes, in The Science of Mind, talks about the silent power behind all things that is always ready to put into our experience whatever we need. He says all is mind. And when he says mind, he's talking consciousness. All is consciousness, and we must provide a receptive avenue for it. And it passes out through us into the outer expression of our affairs. If we allow the world's opinion to control our thinking, then that will be our demonstration. If, on the other hand, we take a higher view, we shall create a new pattern. So we have the ability to see the world from the spiritual perspective that lives within us. And I think the key to that is just remembering to do it. Remembering to pause, to press the stop button, to look within and recenter. The swirl will always be there. Our best life comes from us living from our true center. And in order to be there, we need to spend a little time there. We need to practice. This avenue for life to flow through us. Are your streets clear? I've heard it said that the distance from heart to head is the longest one in the universe, right? We think about things, but we often think our way out of what it is that our heart desires, what is really our calling. We can explain away or justify or make excuses or have reasons that deny us our destiny, the truth of who we are, the authentic self we are meant here to be. So you have to find out if your roads are clear, right? Are they wide open? Are you open to receive the message of love and compassion from your own heart so that you might live in that way? Or are your avenues clogged with doubts and old habits and old patterns and fear and other people's opinions? Did somebody spill the trash can and dump out the whole world's idea of how you should be on your path to your own life? So you need a street sweeper, right? We got to clean it up. You've got to make room. We get in our own way, right? How many times have you told yourself you weren't sure you could do something, you didn't know if you wanted to? No, that's okay, you go ahead. And then you did it anyway and you had fun, or you were actually kind of good at it, or you wanted to do it again. We need to get out of our own way. And the street sweeper that we use in Science of Mind is spiritual mind treatment. It's a form of prayer which is designed to align our hearts and minds, to tap into the power of the divine that is within us and infuse infuse our thinking with that perspective rather than what we are taking in from the world. Holmes says about spiritual mind treatment that treatment is not about willing things to happen. It's not a shopping list. It's about providing within ourselves an avenue through which they may happen. Treatment opens up the avenues of thought, expands our consciousness, lets reality through, reality with a capital R. That's the love, that's the joy, that's the peace that is available in life always. It clarifies the mentality, removes the obstruction of thought, and lets in the light. This is our spiritual practice. This is our call to connect with our authentic self. When we align our thinking with the desires of the heart, we are moved into action from a place of power, from a place of truth, from the best of who we are. Not what anybody else says about us, not what the world would have us believe, not what the culture dictates, but from the love that we are, we speak. From the love that we are, we support, we uplift, we take action. This is how we are meant to be in the world, not at the mercy of life. Howard Thurman is one of my favorite authors. And our central quote today comes from him. It says, "There is a quiet courage that comes from an inward spring of confidence in the meaning and significance of life. Such courage is an underground river flowing far beneath the shifting events of one's experience, keeping alive 1,000 little springs of action." Below everything that we do all day, every day, below, underneath the surface of what is appearing in the world, there is a river, a flow of courage, of energy, of heart that allows us to live our best life, that allows us to show up in a way that is for healing and uplifting, for nurturing, for joy, for connection, for laughter, for the reasons that we are here, for the meaning of life, the significance of things in our lives to us. We get there when we align heart and mind. I know that when I try to be something someone else thinks I should be, first of all, I get really cranky. That's usually a sign something's off balance here. I'm out of alignment. I don't want to talk to anybody, and I certainly don't want to talk to whoever it is that's telling me what to do. At least in my mind, it sounds like they're telling me what to do. But when I can take a step back, recognize the signal that I just received, that crankiness, and sort of renegotiate within myself, what is it that I want, or what is it that I think I don't have? What is it that I need right now? When I can realign myself with where my heart is in the moment, I make much better choices. I can decide where to go and what to do and who to speak with and how to speak to them in ways that are nourishing and respectful, and self-care is in process, and I'm able to be my better self. I'm able to show up authentically. And that's the invitation here. The invitation here is to live from the bottom of your heart, wholeheartedly. But first we have to know what's there. We have to know for ourselves what we really want, what we are really called to. What is that soul's urge that is calling us forward? To know ourselves is the way into the divinity within ourselves. When I know what my heart wants, then I set my intention. I choose a direction to go in. And it's just like when I plug in an address to my phone. It starts me from home. In other words, it starts from my heart. and I put in where I'm going, and it'll show me 4 different ways to get there, show me which one is fastest, and it adjusts along the way. There's an accident 2 miles ahead. Rerouting. You can save 5 minutes. You know, we need that sometimes. We need to be able to trust that when we are moving from our own heart, from within our authentic self, that we will be guided. We will be shown the best way. We will have things show up in front of us that will make the road clear and indicate what the next step is. That's how I want to live my life, because I want to be present. Every step, every curve, every mountain road, every open vista, I want to be present for it and know that I am always heading in the direction of my best life, so that I might show up for others, so that I might show up in my world as a force for good. In writing this, I revisited a quote from earlier in the month. We've been talking about possibility all month. And we started with this particular quote from Deepak Chopra. Once self-awareness dawns in you, the questions you can ask about yourself and how you think or feel have no limit. Self-aware questions are the keys that make consciousness expand. And when that happens, the possibilities are infinite. And so I'm going to invite you to take a moment and explore your own possibilities. I want you to get that pen and paper and get yourself situated. And we're going to do sort of a modified visioning. And stay with me here, whether you like visioning or not. Just stay with me. This is good. You're going to love it, okay? Okay. So we're going to get centered. I'm going to pose a couple questions and give you a few moments of silence. And as things come to you, open your eyes, write them down, and then just go back into that quiet space within. We'll spend 20, 30 seconds with each question. It's not a long time, but enough for you just to see what comes up, jot it down, and go back within. You ready? All right. So take a moment, close your eyes, take that deep breath, and focus on that space in the center of your being, that heart space, that divine spark, that place of sanctuary within you where all is peaceful. And from this peaceful place, picture yourself in your life today. Who are the people that you interact with? What are the issues that show up on your doorstep? What's fun? What disturbs you? Just take a quick panoramic look around your life right now. Now bring your attention back into your own heart space, that place of peace, that place of infinite love, and ask yourself, what do I truly want? What does my heart desire to come from this pandemic, from this call for justice, from this restrictive or disturbed or lovely life that I'm leading right now? What does my heart want to come from it? What is being called forth in me? Just asking yourself, how do I want to be? How do I want to show up when this is over? Who am I now? remember to make your notes, and then go back within, take a deep breath. Feel your breathing slow. And ask yourself, what in my heart of hearts do I really want for my family and friends? What's the ideal way in which my family and friends come through this trying time? And again, taking a breath, centering yourself in that heart space. Ask, what do I want for my community and my country? What is the ideal resolution in my heart of hearts? What is the best idea going forward that I am called to? Once again, taking that deep breath into your heart space. I speak a word for fulfillment. I know that the ideas and the thoughts and the movement of the heart in each and every person has a clear path before it, just as the oak tree exists in the acorn. The path to fulfillment exists in the desires of each and every heart. That there is an answer within the question, and that the universe says yes. I know that what is desired and dreamed of and called forth must be supported in law. For the nature of life is to evolve and grow in the direction in which we are facing. And so as each of us moves forward from this place of the heart, from this soul's calling, I know that all things in life conspire to fulfill and uplift each and every one, to create and manifest that good which is desired. For I know that the power of the heart is of the infinite, and therefore it is of infinite supply. And it is good and very good. And I am grateful for the blessings that show up in, as, and through everyone, trusting that each heart is an expression of spirit, and as such must create and transform and grow. And that in this heart of each one, there is joy, there is love, there is peace available for every step of the journey. And in this gratitude, I simply release my word into the law of mind, into the law of God, because I know that what I believe and speak and claim is already true and complete in the mind of God. It is already being fulfilled. And so I let it go, so that we might grow. And so it is. And we do grow. We grow from that deep soil at the bottom of our hearts. And it is good and very good. And we grow into this best life that we are meant to be. Namaste. And so since we had our prayer at the end of the talk, I'm going to move right into our affirmation. I'm going to ask you to repeat each phrase after me. Today, I call forth the life of my dreams from the bottom of my heart. I know that what lies within me is released through love. All is possible. All is unfolding. And so it is. Wonderful. All right, a little bit about what's happening. I told you at the beginning about Donut Day on Friday morning at 9 o'clock. I hope you'll join us in the meditation garden. Wear your mask, bring your chair, bring your coffee. I'll bring the donuts. We'll have a chance to get together and chat. I want to remind you, too, that Wednesday nights we're still in full swing. We have meditation at 6:15 with practitioner Nisa Burrows. And at 7 o'clock we have our Wednesday Gateway service. The meditation is via conference call. The service is via Zoom, so you can see each other. It's always a great topic and discussion, and so I invite you to join us. How to link up and how to connect is in our weekly e-blast and also on our website. So I'm hoping to see you. See your smiling faces on those screens. You don't have to wear a mask on screen. See, we can smile at each other. And I think, I just want to acknowledge how wonderful it is to feel your support. Those of you that are continuing to contribute to us financially, we are able to pay our bills and keep our insurance up to date and keep things moving, pay our administrator, pay Bobby for doing a little work around the campus. We're able to feel that sense of community that we know is there because I get your comments back on the talks, or if you make a comment on Facebook, or if you share something that we post, all of those things generate this sense of who we are, even now in all of this. So thank you all for showing up in the ways that you can, and know that what you do is more than enough. We really, really appreciate it. I also want to thank our production team, our Living Beyond Limits friends who make this recording possible and do all the sound and the lights and the cameras and get it to Jeff, who then puts it up for us. We couldn't do this without you and still stay safe. So thank you so much for doing that. And please remember, until next week, you are loved.